So I wanted to ask you. So what's the craziest thing that's happened to you guys on one of these trips, whether it be a fan interaction or just an interaction with not so big a fan or
Oh
um,
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, we've had. I'm trying to think. We've had several run-ins with people that were like drunk in the middle of the night that came up on our camp, and I don't know if they knew who we were or not. There's a good chance they didn't, and they just were not in a good way and found us, on a dead end road in a tent in the middle of the night. We've had stuff like that happen a handful of times. Where one time we had somebody pull up next to us in the middle of the night. I mean, right next to the tent, and fling rocks and gravel and stuff all over the side of the tent, and just screaming, at us out of the window of their truck, saying every word in the book. And that was on a turkey hunt, I remember, and I was in the tent, and I had my shotgun laid across my lap on my cot, and I was slowly putting shells in it. I'm like, this guy comes up to this tent and starts, making problems. we're gonna have a real world situation here real soon. But that never happened. I mean, I'd say that same scenario or something similar to that has happened a few times whenever we're out there camping. Because as sometimes you're just camping out there on the side of a road somewhere. Who knows who the heck's going to happen upon you in the middle of the night?
yeah. What about you, Dan? You've surely had some good stories over the years.
Oh, kind of the same stuff. I mean, I remember one time in Illinois, we had a group of guys down there, and everybody but a couple of us went to the tavern, and they got the hell beat out of them. And then we got all the windows broken in our campers and stuff, and because people were mad that we're in their area.
Yeah.
It's gotten a little better these days. People don't really jump people and beat the hell out of them anymore, but they used to back in the 80s and 90s a lot. I think the craziest thing that ever happened to me was I was at a Home Depot, and I'm driving through the parking lot slow, and there's somebody following me and watching me, and the guy was like in military fatigues, and he looked really scary. And my wife was oblivious to him, but I'm watching him, and I pull into a spot, and I see the guy purposely go around and park kind of kitty corner for me. And he gets out of his vehicle, and he's like hiding behind the vehicle watching me, and I'm just watching him out of the corner of my eye, and I see him like sneaking up on me, and I actually slip my hand into my pocket on top of my concealed carry, and the guy kind of jumps out around the car, and I'm like freaking out, and he sticks his hand out. Hi, I'm a big fan. He's gonna kill me.
Yeah. It's just real awkward.
It was the way he snuck up on me was awkward,
Yeah.
Come
Well,
wave. You see me, come wave and say hi from a distance, and then come over.
We've had stuff like that happen. And one time the boys were going down to hunt and got there super early in the morning, and there was a car parked there. And it was a couple of crackheads that were out there trying to find their drugs that they had hidden on the public land. And they were acting like super sketchy and hiding around the back of their car. And yeah, it was weird. And it was at the spot that the guys wanted to hunt. They just got there real early because they had like a 2.5 mile walk in or something stupid. And yeah, they eventually called the cops, and cops came out there, and I think they caught them or pulled them over or something. That was at like 2:30 in the morning. But yeah, I mean, you see all kinds of weird stuff when you're dealing with public land. You never know who's going to wind up out there. One time, this is a funny one, and it's actually on the channel because it didn't end up being super extreme, but we got into this new area in Alabama, and we were walking around it right before dark trying to roost some turkeys. And I looked down this old logging road, and I saw a guy down there like standing in the shadows, full camo, like paint on his face. And it was the day before turkey season, so you couldn't hunt. And I'm like, what in the hell is he doing? And all of a sudden, he sees us and he just like slides into the woods. and there's not a vehicle anywhere around. I mean, we are the only vehicle on this place. And this guy is miles away from a road. And we're like, what in the hell is going on? We got in the truck and we're driving out that evening, and all of a sudden, a helicopter with a spotlight comes over the trees and flies literally, 60 feet above the truck with the spotlight just dancing around the ground, almost like they're looking for a fugitive, out there. So we called the sheriff's department and everything, and we're like, are you guys looking for somebody? Because we just saw somebody in these woods over here. And it turned out it was some training exercise or something. And yeah. But it scared the hell out of it scared the hell out of us for a minute. But
yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. Who knows what that guy was doing?
Yeah.